Real just way sweet past sugar cane. We go cry, laugh, we go learn. Heartbreak to happy home. Now true talk with Sugar Rosso. True talk with Sugar Rosso. Every story gets him less.
So hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Chronicles of Sugar Rose. So today we're going to talk about a stranger that tried to sneak into my home. In my earlier episodes, I said I wasn't going to mention names, and I will stick to that. I'm not going to mention names. So anyways, when myself and my husband, when we just got married, we newly got married, within a couple of weeks later, my husband called me and said, "Hey baby, there's this lady that wants to bring her child, or she wants her child to come spend holidays with us and all that stuff." I said, "Abba, before we got married, the woman did not bring her child to come and spend holidays. And now that we're married now, we just got married yesterday. I should you allow us to do honeymoon small now before you start bringing people to come and spend holiday with us?" So he was like, "Abio, So that one now passed. A couple of months later, I called my husband one nice sweet morning. He said, after the normal gist and everything, he said, "Oh, by the way, somebody's bringing their son." And I said, "Who?" He said, "One man like this." And I said, "Abba, you're just telling me. If I didn't call you, would you have told me?" He said, "No, that it's an emergency, that like they're kind of stranded, they don't have a place to stay, and he needed help, so he's available now. The house is there, he can just come and stay." I said, "Oh, okay, that's fine." So, and I said, "Oh, okay, by the way, that lady that wanted to bring the son, what happened?" He said, "Shebi, you said we should not bring the child now because you are not around." And I said, "Okay, it's true, but since this one is here, you should kukuma bring." He said, no need." I said, "Okay, ba wahala, no wahala." So I met the child, sweet boy. I did what I have to do as a mother, took care of the boy, bought stuff for him and everything. And when the boy went back, he took all the stuff back home. And I waited for a while. The boy's mom did not call to say thank you. The boy's dad did not call to say thank you. I was like, what kind of family couple is this, that you will now do meru for him and they will not appreciate you? Anyway, I just let that slide. So what now happened? Myself and my husband were planning to go somewhere, so we needed to print our statements and all that stuff. Oh, by the way, let me retract, let me deviate a little bit. So one day now, myself and my husband were on the phone talking and everything, and his other line rang, and he picked it up, and one lady said hello, and he said, "Oh, I'm on a call." As in, "I'm on a call, I'll call you back," or something. So when he called the phone now, and I said, "Oh, Benny, uncle, who is that person that called?" He said, "Oh, it's one of their group members or something." And like in a very nonchalant way. I said, "Okay, no wahala." So I said, "No, you know what? Call her back, Jerry. Call her back. I need to find out something." So he now called and said, "My wife is on the phone. My wife was wondering who you were talking with." The lady did not say anything. She did not, I thought, she was going to say something, but she didn't say anything. But anyways, that one passed. Me now, I just got married, so the thing is catching me. It's sweeting me. So what now happened? Okay, fast forward. My husband and I were now planning to do something. There's like a project that we're working on, so I needed my statement, he needed his statements and everything. So I got all the statements together. So when I got all the statements together, By the time we finished bringing all the documents together, it was like that statement at that time had expired. So he brought, he printed another statement. That's like bank statement now. So when he printed them out, gave them to me and everything. So I was doing my thing because, you know, when it comes to all these arrangements, give it to me. I know how to organize, you know. So that was how we now started putting these things together and everything. So, and as at that time, when that lady called, and I said, who is that lady? What's her name? He now mentioned her name. So that thing just stuck in my head, you know. I had the statement too. So the first statement that he brought, right? So I was now looking if that money and this money, which, you know, if it merges, and then I was just going through both statements. And the thing that caught my eye was, no, before then I was trying to look, okay, this one ended from this month to this month and then this one ended from this month to this month. Okay, so when they open the statement, the first thing that they're going to say is, okay, how much, okay, this one between this day, this is how much that came and left the account and all that. Hey, something caught my eyes. The name of the lady, I saw the name of the lady in the statement. I said, well, hold on a second. And I opened my eyes again. I looked at the statement. I saw her name and I saw her full name. I now put on my glasses of investigation Okonkwo Mazudoka. Hey, I want my glasses on. And then in my head, James Bond was playing in my head. Your sister, Chronicles of Sugar Rose, entered inside Facebook. I'm looking for the name. I saw the name. Boom. I went into her DP. I wanted to see, why is he sending her money? Sent her money the first time, sent her money the second time, sent her money the first time. And by the time no, let me not pause. I paused this one, pause. So I saw this thing. The money was like going like that. I say, qu'est-ce que c'est with this thing? So that was when I now went to, you know, carry my glasses of FBI and I started investigating. So I went on Facebook, went on Instagram and everything to check. Okay, I found the lady. Boom. And now started scrolling. Okay, maybe she needed money and all that. The money is not even much, you know. I was like, oh, okay. As I was about closing her handle, you know, closing the page, I saw this thing. Bam, who is that? That boy. That boy that came to the house. I said, hold up. What is going on here? So I clicked on it. I looked at the name. It's the name of the boy that came to spend the holidays with us. So this is the boy that came to spend the holiday with us. And that's the... Okay. And I noticed in that bank statement, it was during that time that boy came that money started going back and forth. Money was, you know, changing hands. I said, okay, no wahala. I called my husband. What I should have done there was just to keep quiet and monitor and see the end result. But being me now, if I'm pained, I don't waste time. Or boom, I will just try to rectify it right there, because I don't know how to carry things in my mind. Some people will just do that. Some people will wait when they see each other face to face, they will now discuss the matter. Some people will use high sense to try to maneuver to find out the real story. You know, people have different ways of solving problems, but my own, I can be erratic sometimes. That's why I said, God, please forgive me. And God loves me so much that when I do that, my yeah finish, I will now calm down. And it's the same me that will say, okay, the way I did this thing wasn't right, but what you did was wrong, but the way I handled it was wrong too, so I am sorry. I'm quick to apologize. So in that instant, I was supposed not to say anything, that like some people would do, but not me, or not this one that you're seeing here. Immediately, I picked up the phone. I called Ogbeni. I said, Uncle, what is going on here? Shebi, you and I, we talk, say, we're not going to do. Uncle, this is not our first missionary journey. This second missionary journey, we have to, like, use our past mistake to rectify this one. Say nothing. He said, yes, oh, no, that, oh, yes, I agree. Oh, I said, Shebi, you send XYZ amount, XYZ, you sent her this money, you sent her this money, you sent her this money. And by the way, is this not XYZ's son? But why did you tell me that it was a son? He said, oh, how did you know? How did you know? Me now, I don't want to lie. I don't have time to start lying. I said, I saw it in this your bank statement. And I went on Facebook and I looked for the name of the person on this bank statement. And I found out that it's the person. So I just explained to him everything. Ogbeni did not allow me to Orlando. Ogbeni was going on. Why should you? Why should you? This one, that one. I said, Ogbeni, calm down. Calm down. Did you or did you not? Why did you lie to me? Ogbeni was going on and off and on and off. And he cut the phone. I said, okay, no problem. Call back. No, calm down first. We'll still continue this matter. So the next day, Ogbeni told me that the reason why he did it was that he was afraid of telling me. He didn't want to tell me. He didn't want to hurt me. But at the same time, he wanted to help this couple because the couple wanted their child to come and learn, you know, alcohol, like they wanted him because they said, from what I deduced, what I gathered, the child is always stubborn, playing around, doing all kind of nonsense things. So they wanted to send him out of the state, out of the state, and they wanted him to go and learn some kind of trade or something, and that was why he came. So when my husband finished explaining all this, I said, oh, okay, but why didn't you tell me? He said he didn't want to tell me because he didn't want me to feel some type of way, because we'd already discussed that the child shouldn't come. Now, let me pause this. As a couple, husband and wife, when you discuss something with your wife or you discuss something with your husband and your husband says, no, at that time, don't do it at that time. My dear sister, don't do it. My dear brother, don't do it. Because you don't know what your husband has seen that made him say don't do it. And you don't know what your wife must have seen or must have felt that made her say don't do it. And when either party says don't do it, for goodness sake, don't do it at that time. And if it's something that you really wanted to do, after a while, give it time and then bring the topic again and explain to your spouse the reason why you want to do this thing and you want to help them. You want to do this and make your spouse see reason. And I bet you solemnly, you tell your spouse that thing the first and second, the third time, even the second time, your spouse will agree, because it takes two to tango and you cannot be a master on your own, you know. So the mistake there, if he had told me, and that time I said no, and he brought up the matter again, said, listen, I really want to help these people because this is it. Oh, when your spouse is not evil now, it's not a witch or wizard. They will, you know, kind of say, okay, you know what, okay, let them come. That way, both of them know that, okay, this is going to be, everything's going to go smoothly, even if in the beginning it was kind of rough, you know. But the bottom line is, at least you all agreed for that thing to happen, you know. So fast forward, he told me that's the reason, but it still didn't go down well with me because he said it in a very flippant manner. I was hurt, you know. If he had told me earlier that, okay, so when he told me that it's not this person's son, is a son, is not XYZ's son, and maybe like 3 days later he'll be like, oh baby, you know, I didn't want to tell you this thing because I didn't want you to feel bad. You see this person as in that, is this person's son, is that person's son? Yeah. Give me 2 minutes, let me flip, let me get upset, but I will calm down. We are all human, nobody is perfect, right? Okay, so he didn't do that. Now, what happened? When I got upset, and you know, we swept it under the table. So when I came around and then we got talking in the bedroom, I said, listen, that thing that happened 1921, I still don't find it funny. We need to talk about it. Why did you lie to me? I mean, why did you do what you did? And you did not tell me you're sending them money. You didn't tell me all of this. And what is this? And what is this recent money that you sent? He said that was a loan. And after that, there's a way he said it, and then, quarrel entered now, because you are saying in this part is black, in this part is white. I'm saying it's white, you're saying it's black. I'm saying it's white, you're saying it's black. So it did not now end well. No wahala. And then because the thing didn't end well, guess what I did? I went back again on Facebook. I typed. I found her on Facebook. I messaged her. I said, I don't know if you guys are going through a situation, but if you're going through a situation, let me know if there's any way I can assist you, So she didn't reply at the time. So I messaged the husband. And I told the husband, I noticed my husband is giving your wife XYZ, all of that. I didn't know that this was your son, but then again, I know that everybody has a situation, but I will try my best. The reason why I'm trying my best to support you is because I'm supporting my husband to support you. So after a while, the wife responded and said, oh no, your husband is a very nice person. That her husband has a problem. So she confided in my husband, and my husband sent them money. And the husband now sent me a message and apologized as well, So after all that, I sympathized with them and I sent them another money, more than what my husband was sending them back to back. I sent them in a lump like that. So as time went on, after a couple of days went by, and I noticed that my husband didn't say anything about it. So I sent her a text. I told my husband, I said, hey, do you know I gave these people this amount of money? My husband went above the roof. He was so upset. Like, why did I do that? Why? Am I paying them salary now or what? He was very upset that I gave them money. And inwardly, he was kind of upset because he had already given them money. He had already assisted them. So why are they going behind his back to ask me for money? They did not ask me for money. I voluntarily gave it to them. So, but he was a little bit upset because none of them, neither the man nor the wife, told my husband that I gave them money, like to thank my husband and all that. They never did that. So coupled with the fact that I sent them money without telling my husband was very, very upset. So that was how it went. So I went back again to the email. I know you will say I like trouble, but when your instinct is telling you something, and when you're seeing something from one point of view, you want to make sure that you trash it. You understand? Somebody like me, I need to pause that a little bit. Like me, when I know a lot of you are like me, when you have a situation, you must make sure you fix that situation as much as you can and move on. Some people just let it be, sweep it under the table and start going, and at a point it will accumulate and you flare up. No, I like to solve it as we move on. It's just like a sore, like when you hurt yourself and you don't clean it, you don't treat it, you put a band-aid on it. How is that wound gonna heal? You understand? So you have to clean it, treat it, do all you gotta do before you put band-aid on it. And if possible, don't even put band-aid on it. Let it breathe and it will heal. So that is me, right? But some people will be like, okay, no, it's okay. For peace to reign, let's not talk about this. Okay, for peace to reign, you don't want to talk about it. Tomorrow, something else will happen. You say for peace to reign. And just one day, your partner will sneeze. You'll be like, I'm done, I'm leaving. You're not leaving because of the fact that he just sneezed that minute. You're leaving because of the accumulated things that you've been hiding, you've been keeping. You understand? So I don't want to, being that this is my second missionary journey, I didn't want that to happen. So anyways, I went back again and sent her a text message. What kind of a human being are you? You could not even text my husband and tell him thank you that I sent you this. I bought XYZ for your child. I treated your child like my son. Courtesy demands that you send me a text message and say thank you, or even tell my husband to tell me thank you. Now, let me pause a little bit. The reason why she said she told my husband, but the reason why my husband didn't tell me at that time is because he had already lied to me that that child is not this woman's child. Now, if he had told me that the child is the woman's child, it would have been easier for him to apologize, to extend the appreciation that he got from the lady. But he didn't do it because he knew that he lied. And you see how the thing is going deeper and deeper. You see how the thing was trying to get messier and messier. Anyways, so what happened? So I said, anyways, okay, so I wanted to send you money the next month, but I don't think I can anymore because my husband is very, very upset. She said, no, please, if there's any way I can assist her. I said, okay, no wahala. So I went back to my husband and I told my husband that, look, we need to sit down and talk about this thing. Moving forward, this is how we're supposed to do. This is how we're supposed to do. Like, you think the matter has ended. The matter has not ended, though. We need to sit down and talk about it. Now, let me pause a little bit. You see, when you have a situation, like something happens in the family, right? Don't just yell at your spouse and say, it's okay now, I've told you this thing is okay, let it slide. No, don't do that, because in everybody's body there's this heart, especially a woman, and we women, we love explanation. We always love the why. Why did she do this? Why did he do this? What is the reason? I know somebody told me one time that, if a man sleeps with my wife, I will not. What I will be wondering is, what did the man tell my wife that made my wife agree to sleep with, you understand, to sleep with him? So everybody must have a question. So now when your partner comes to you and tells you that, hey, why did you do this? Please, if you are that person who is short-tempered, drink water, hold your anger, and try to explain to your spouse that this is what happened. This is what happened. Explanation matters a lot. They said communication is good, right? Communication is good. But it is how the communication is being communicated that matters. You know, there's a communication or communication. You are talking, me, I'm talking. You are talking, me, I'm talking. No. So in this matter, when a situation comes, let's say your wife did something and she didn't want to tell you, and eventually you found out, and you are asking your wife, I'm talking to you now. Instead of telling your husband, what is it now? I mean, it's not this thing. Is it a problem? It's not a problem. Please let it slide, Joe. I beg, it's okay. No, it's very wrong. Tell your husband, because he deserves that explanation at that time. It's going to help him. It's going to help him heal. He's going to maintain that trust. He's going to remove everything that has to do with trust issues. You understand? So take your time to explain to your partner, this is the reason why I did this. I am sorry if it hurts you. All right? Kubakaba. That ends it. But not saying, I beg, sorry now. Is it not this thing that I did? Isn't it even a big deal? Please let it slide. No, it doesn't work that way, my darlings. It doesn't work that way. So, and in this situation, this was what happened in this situation. My husband didn't see it like it was a big thing. But me, I saw it like a big thing. You know, he's like, all these Oyibo people serve. No, it's not a matter of, it's not the fact that, I stayed here, for this long. That is making me act like Ndi Obodano. Oh, but y'all, it's just sheer courtesy. So, but anyways, I've said this anyways how many times? Anyways means moving forward, though. So that did not still go down with me. I private chatted that lady again. I said, okay, the money that they gave you, have you given us back? She said no. I asked my husband, that money that she borrowed, has she given her? He said, no, not yet. Not yet. You know, the way he said it was like, the good thing that I've done for these people is this how they are paying me back. They're not even making any attempt of giving me back the money. So me now wanted to go and be the fighter. The Voltron. I went to the woman. You have to pay this money. If you don't pay this money, blah, 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 blah. I went to the husband. You people should pay us this money now. And besides, I don't know what your wife is doing with my husband. Though. Please, you talk to your wife. Let me talk to my husband. So if she doesn't want to pay this money, let us know. Blah, 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 blah. Now, let me pause. That was where I made a mistake. Because I shouldn't have, like involved. I felt I made a mistake there, but inside my mind, yeah, no make mistake. But don't do this thing that I did. It went through with me because maybe it's my kind of person, but don't try it at home. So, messaging this one, messaging this one, messaging. The reason why I did all these things, right? Messaging the couple. I didn't want to yell at my husband. I didn't want to transfer the aggression on him. I just let him be. But those people, I said, we're going to see the beginning and the end of it. So he now sends me a stinker. You're calling me, am I your mate? Don't call me like I'm your mate. These are the things that he wrote. If you have an issue with your husband, you should deal with him. I know that I'm not here to break anybody's marriage, and nobody is here to break my marriage. And this one, trust issues and all that. He wrote it. He wrote a very long thing. So I told him, when I saw the message and I responded, I said, Obeni, me, I'm en route. I'm traveling. I cannot read this message now, but I will read and respond accordingly. So when I read it and I didn't like what he sent, I now gave him a bombastic response. I gave him a bombastic response. I know that even if we make up, that thing will still be there because I went all out, So he now sent it to his wife. His wife now forwarded it to my husband. And my husband forwarded it to me and said, look at what you are doing now. What kind of yeye thing is this? I know my husband that much. If he wants me to stop, he will tell me, stop this nonsense right now. But he didn't say that. He's kind of enjoying it because they're actually owing him. And he wants that money back. But he didn't know how to tell them to bring the money. So he's actually enjoying this. So when they sent they forwarded the messages to him, he now forwarded the messages to me. I forwarded the messages back to them. God, please forgive me. Do not try this nonsense at home. It's because I just wanted to be petty. Don't try it. Some people will be like, let me just put this thing aside. It's not worth the stress. Some will be like, okay, we'll see the end of it. Some will call and start cursing their husband, insulting their husband, useless man, this one. That was what I was avoiding. One thing about me, I will never insult my husband. My partner, I will never, use those words. I knew how my mom, growing up, how my mom used to use all those heavy, God-forsaken words on me. I'm not going to say about my sibling because this story is about me. And I know how it affected me negatively. So growing up, I told myself I'm never going to use those kind of words, not on my children, not on my friends, not on anybody who is close to me. Not even if you're not close to me, I will not use those words. So to avoid yelling at my husband and everything, I transferred my aggression to these people. And the scary thing was that I was enjoying it. Please don't, how many times have I told you not to try this thing? Some people will go and cuss their husbands up and drag their shit, and I felt this is nothing. But I just wanted to make a statement so that my husband will not try it tomorrow. If there's anything that he wants to do in the house, he's going to let me know. He needs to carry me along, and I need to carry him along, because there's something that I did that I didn't let him know, and he was very upset about it, and I deeply apologized. And the next day I continued until he told me it's enough. Oh, when it's enough, I've heard you. Yes. So I was happy. But in this case, he didn't. So when he forwarded me all the messages, I now forwarded the messages back to the wife. You know, it was like a circle. So when I forwarded it back to the wife, I now said, what part of leave us the F alone do you guys don't understand? You know? I said, leave us alone, no, and pay that money. So anyways, I waited 1, 2, 3 days, and she didn't say anything. She must have read it. She knew that that I sent all that. And the funniest thing, my husband was not even saying, nothing. So a couple of days later, I now sent another thing, because one thing about me, I like to write though. If I write story for you, yeah, you'll be like, So I sent her, no, I did not. I sent her another message, and I forwarded it to one of our friends. And I told her, take this message, send it to her, let her know that you have read it. So when she saw it, she quickly called that our friend, and she was begging the friend, I don't know what I've done to Rose. I don't know, I didn't do anything wrong. Actually, she did not, but I'm just trying to pass a message here, And at a point, I felt bad, but you see, in this life, we have good and bad in our head. And when you allow the bad side to overtake you, you might make mistakes ahead of you. So, and I was enjoying it like a spoiled child. So she now called, and then our friend now called me and said, Benny, you myself, you like wahala, you just make this lady start crying and all that stuff. I said, it's not my intention to make her cry. She said, okay, that you know what, I'm going to put you on a 3-way call. So they put us on a 3-way call. And she was like, Mrs. Rose, I was on the phone. I didn't even say anything. I just kept quiet. I was trying to play like a victim. But when she now, I'm so sorry, I don't mean to do this. Listen, I'm married now for over 20 years. I will not do anything. You see, your husband is a nice person. She talked and talked and talked. And when she finished, I said, okay, I've heard you, but now I need you to give me 10 uninterrupted minutes. I need to explain myself. So I explained myself, and I told her everything from Genesis to Revelation. I said everything. She was like, no, it's not like, you see. So at the end of the day, because it was 3 wives. She's a wife, I'm a wife, and my friend is a wife too. So we're all on a conference call. So we now agree, this is how men are. Okay, let me pause it. This is how men are. Men, on your own, why are you like this? Why? Why is it that you want explanation from your wives, but you don't have the patience to give explanations to your wives? You see? So she now explained to me what happened. And at the end of the day, we found out that my husband was the one at fault. Because he lied to me. He didn't want to make me feel bad. And then he told them that his wife, that I'm aware. You understand? So it was not really nice. And she apologized and everything. I said she was going to pay the money. Now, let me deviate a little bit. When she said she was going to pay that money, I almost told her, no, it's okay, don't worry. But I kept my cool. Cat cut my tongue. I couldn't say anything. Let her pay the money. Let her pay the money. When she pays that money, I'm going to use it for sadaqah. Let her pay the money. So, eventually we found out that it was a communication wrongly passed. It was a misplaced communication, a nonsensical communication, And yes, she attested to the fact that yes, she needed this money, and she told her husband about this money and everything. I said, okay. So moving forward, when somebody, okay, now let me deviate a little bit. When I sent her an email, a text message, I put my number there, and I was thinking that if she's really a woman like she claimed to be, yeah, she's a woman, a good woman, she should have called me and said, no, this is not it. But she was texting. She's not that kind of person. There's some people that are, introvert and extrovert. Somebody like me, that number, I will pick that number and I will say, listen, this is not how it went and all that. But she was texting. 2 reasons why I felt she was doing what she did. She was scared. She's that kind of introvert. She doesn't like wahala, and she didn't want this thing to escalate. So she's neither here now. So when I said, okay, I was going to, she sent me her number. When I told her that I was going to send her money, she sent me her number. So I used that number to send a text message, So at the end of the day, after the 3-way call, we found out that she's not at fault. My husband was the one at fault. He did not tell me, And then when eventually my husband called me, after the next day, he apologized. He actually apologized from the bottom of his heart. He said he thought that it was nothing, the way he was saying it as nothing. That when he told me that it was okay, he felt that I had agreed that it was okay. No, my love, it's not okay. Things like this can break the universe, not even a home. When your wife is seeing something this way and you're seeing something the other way, it breaks the home. It was a good thing that we had that 3-way call, thanks to the other friend of ours that made us, have this communication, And now the lady went and called my husband and told my husband that, listen, I don't want trouble in your home, or I've spoken to your wife, or so this, that. My husband called me and he was like, he's sorry and all that stuff, moving forward. And he's that kind of person that when he says A and amen, when he says it, it's done. But now that we're married, this is a whole different kind of life. So now, moving forward, please, if there's a situation in the house, do not presume that it is okay not to talk about it. Talk about it. And if your spouse asks you, what is this? He or she is indirectly demanding an explanation. He or she is demanding an explanation. And the moment you don't explain, like expatiently explain, whatever that word is, it becomes a problem. It becomes a very big problem. So that little thing matters a lot. And now we're back to how we were, So that's my story, and I know that you will learn from this. I'm not gonna be the one to be telling you, oh, you should do this, you should do it. So use my story and wrap it up, mix it like a dough and learn from it, because marriage is an institution that you can never graduate from. We learn every day. And if you want your marriage to last, you need to do what you think is right. All right? And the way you treat your partner is the way you're treating yourself. You can't be treating yourself good and you're treating your partner bad. You can buy this food, nice looking food, buy for yourself, eat in, and then you give your spouse something different. No, because the two have become one. I'm using my past experience to rectify this. My back in my first missionary journey, when this kind of thing happened, I'll be like, I don't even care. I don't care. But this one, I care and I want it to work. And we must put in the work. Let's minimize and let's try to, if possible, stop that aspect of sweeping things under the table. It doesn't work. Because that thing you swept under the table, you just imagine taking a banana I'm not even going to use the word banana itself. Meat, like chicken, you just finish cooking the chicken and all that. You don't like the chicken. Rather than throwing it away, you put it on, you throw it under the table or under your chair or something. Give that area a week, maximum 2 weeks if it's fried chicken. That place will start smelling. Now, those things that you're throwing under the table, okay, no, it's okay, it's nothing, it's trivial. You'll be amazed what those little things can do in a home. And if you're that kind of woman or man that any little thing you flare up, you get upset, you shouldn't be in a marriage. You should not be in a marriage. If you are the one that knows more, or kachamara, ezonyagwanam, I'm the one that knows more in this marriage. You shouldn't be in a marriage. You might as well be your own self. You might as well be your own spouse, your own. Be the man, be the woman, be everything. Marry yourself. It takes two to tango, my darlings. So, you hearing it from me, being that I've been in a first missionary journey and I made a mess and a mistake there, I don't want to make it again. You know? So that is what I told her, that this is the reason why I did what I did. You know, and at the same time, she was still apologizing because she didn't want it. She didn't want it. This was not her plan and everything. But I don't blame the poor woman. I don't blame her. It's my husband that I almost beat him up, but it's okay. He realized his mistakes because he wants the marriage as well, you know. So, I don't know what you're going to learn from this story that I told you. I have given you the apple. I gave you the knife. So it depends on you, and you know how to dice it. You know how to go about this story. But bottom line is, it's true that they said communication matters a lot, yeah? Communication does matter, but it is how you communicate the communication that matters. You understand? Yeah. So, on the other hand, if I had not done it like this, it wouldn't have arrived like this. The way it arrived, you know. There's another thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is hiding things from your partner. How long are you going to continue hiding things from your partner? How long are you going to keep hiding things from your partner? You know, sometimes you just test him or her. Do something and see if it's somebody that it's really trustworthy. Sometimes unhealthy is the amount of time I've tested my husband. And he has always passed the test. I'm not testing him again, I beg. Me, I'm not perfect. I'm not doing it again. And he has passed the test, you know. So, yes. They say hide some stuff from your partner. Some say don't hide. But as I said, you see, this life, at least there should be somebody that you trust. If you hide things from him or her, are you not sleeping in the same room? Is he or she not giving you food to eat? What makes you think that they will not put a tapioca inside? So what is it that you're hiding? Human beings, the minds are so corrupt. But by all means, to be very honest with you, if there's something that you know that you want to keep for yourself, by all means, keep it for yourself. I have my husband's password. I have my husband's, like statement of accounts and all that. Am I going to sit down there and be checking who paid, who he sent money to, who he did not send? No, don't have that time. If you're seeking, you will find. Because I was looking for dates and all that stuff, and I came into this matter. Well, God wanted me to come into that matter, because if God didn't want it, he wouldn't have made me see it, you know. And you know the funniest thing, that project that we were working on did not happen anymore. So maybe God wanted this thing to be rectified. God works in mysterious ways. So, my dears, this is the Chronicles of Sugar Rose. I'm gonna give us another topic. And I want to talk about unfriendly friends. Unfriendly friends. Friends that will laugh at you, Niru. In the back, they will cha-cha-cha you. And in the morning again, when they see you, they'll start laughing at you. I am talking from experience. Like I said, this is my story. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching Chronicles with Sugar Rose. We have a whole lot of stories. Please share, and please comment. If there's something that I said that you don't like, comment there. We don't even know who you are, but we see what is written. Say something, and if there's something that you think I should learn, maybe you see my hair is not good, maybe put it in the comment and say, hey, Sugar Rose, I don't like this hair of yours, or something. So let's help each other out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, see you in my next episode. Ciao.